Hey guys, in this video we are going to take our next step and write equations describing proportional relationships. So in our last video we looked at filling out a table and we kind of tried our hand at writing an equation. So for this video we're going to do the same, but we're going to focus more on the equation. We're going to write the constant of proportionality as an entry in a table. Remember, constant of proportionality and unit rate can be used interchangeably. So by the end, you'll be able to write an equation in the form of y equals kx or y equals rx to represent a proportional relationship described by a table or story. So feeding a crowd, we looked at that activity a little while ago in another one of our presentations. So let's go ahead and look at this table. A recipe says that 2 cups of dry rice will serve 6 people. Now notice that that's already filled in for us in the table. 2 cups of dry rice will feed 6 people. Well, the next step, remember, we want to figure out how many people 1 cup of rice feeds. That way, it'll be easier for us to figure out how to write our equation. So remember that in order to figure out what our unit rate is, we want to start by figuring out how we get to 1. So in order to get to 1 from 2, remember I have to divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. Remember, whatever we do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. So now I know that for every 1 cup of dry rice, 3 people will get to eat. Now, let's go ahead and work our way down the table to fill it in. So let's try this out. Remember, from left to right, we're multiplying. And from right to left, we divide. So if I do 1 times 3, that's going to give me 3. And if I check this one, 2 times 3, it gives me 6. So far, so good. Next, 3 times 3 would give me 9. 12 times 3, let's think, will give me 36. Very good. 43. Now that one's going to be a little trickier. 43. Let me use the long method. 43 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. So that should be 129. Now here on the bottom, all it's asking is I know that X cups of dry rice, and this is my Y side. So remember, we always want to label X and Y. Now, in our next slide, we're going to take a look at writing out our equation. Now, if we look at this one carefully, what did I use to multiply across? That would be my unit rate. So if I take a look, I'm going to use a different marker. 1 times 3, 2 times 3, 3 times 3, 12 times 3, 43 times 3. So that means that my unit rate, or R, equals 3. So let's go ahead and look at our next slide. Okay. So in this slide, it asks us to write our equation. So I went ahead and I left our table just the way it is. So remember, r equals 3. So if I'm going to look at how we would write our equation, remember it would be y equals rx. I want to fill in the value of r. So my equation would be y equals 3x. So this is my final equation. All I have to do is put in my unit rate. And it's perfect. So now I want you to try.